What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to talk about 5 misconceptions that may be holding you back when it comes to developing your own game engine. So without further ado guys, let's roll it. Hey guys, if you are new to my channel, I'm Jose Serrano and I share everything that I know about game engine development in this channel. So if you haven't done so, feel free to subscribe to my channel and also join my Discord server community. We have a community of amazing developers, each of us developing our own game engines. We like to share everything that we know about game engine development, and we like to help newcomers. So if you are planning to develop your own game engine, even if you know nothing about it, feel free to join us and we will be happy to have you. I'm going to provide the link to my Discord server in the description below. Alright guys, so let's talk about the video. Let's talk about the 5 misconceptions that may be holding you back when it comes to developing your own game engine. And let me begin with the first one, and that is that you may be thinking that in order to develop a game engine, you need to be really good at mathematics. And the answer is no, you do not need to be exceptional at mathematics. You do not need to have a PhD, obviously. But what you need to have is you need to have a desire to learn more about the main mathematics that we use when it comes to game engine development, and that is linear algebra. That is the main mathematics that is used in game development and in the game engine development. Now, you may have been told in high school that you were not good at mathematics, that you were not good at algebra, at calculus, whatever, and that may be true. However, you need to realize that humans, we invented different types of mathematics to solve different type of problems. For example, we invented algebra to solve accounting issues, accounting problems, business problems. We invented calculus when we needed to study body at motion, right? We invented statistics when we needed to study a huge load of data, right? So you probably were really bad at all of those subjects, right? But that does not mean that you are not going to be really good at linear algebra. So give yourself a chance and learn linear algebra. Take me for example. Even though I was good at algebra, calculus, and stuff like that in high school, when it came to probability, I was really good at that. Probability and me, we just don't mix. I am really bad at probability. I kid you not. But that does not mean that I cannot be good at linear algebra. And as a matter of fact, the first time that I took linear algebra in college, I ended up getting a D. The second time around, I got a B. But obviously, that was not enough for me that's not enough to develop a game engine. You need to be really good at it. So what I started doing when I decided to develop my engine was to focus and become really good at linear algebra, and it took some time, but again, you don't have to be good at it. Or what you need to have is that desire to learn and be good at it. So don't let don't let that hold you back. You do not need to be exceptional at mathematics, but you do need to want to learn more about it. So that's misconception number 1. Let's talk about misconception number 2, and that is that you may think that you need to be an expert on C++, computer graphics, GPU architecture, shaders, and the answer is none whatsoever. You want proof? You're looking at it. When I started developing my own game engine, I was not an expert on C++. I knew about it because I took it in high school, but I was not an expert whatsoever. I knew next to nothing when it came to computer graphics and OpenGL. Let's not even talk about shaders. I didn't even know they existed, to be honest with you. Let's not talk about GPU architectures because I wasn't good at it at all, literally, guys. So if you are thinking that you need to be an expert to start, you are wrong. You need to start to become an expert on C++, OpenGL, whatever. So don't let the lack of knowledge hold you back from acquiring more knowledge, right? And believe me guys, when it comes to game engine development, you are going to learn so much. You are going to learn so much in various disciplines that you may become an expert in one of those. So again, don't let that misconception of you need to be an expert hold you back, because you do not need to be an expert. You just need to have a desire to become one. All right. So misconception number 3 is that you may think that you need to have experience at a game studio before developing a game engine. And even though it will help when it comes to game engine development, it's not required, right? And if that's the case, if you do not have the experience of working at a game a studio and developing games with other professionals, then what you need to do is you need to take some time and try to understand the workflow and the process that game designers, game artists, and game programmers use and follow when it comes to game development creation. You need to understand the tools that they use, like the workflow. You need to understand their pains and their problems, because essentially when you are developing a game engine, you are developing a tool that will help these professionals develop a game in a very short and efficient manner, right? In a short time and efficient manner. So you need to understand their pain points, basically, right? So if I were you, I would watch people develop games live on YouTube or Twitch, and I would also join a game jam and partner up with a game designer and a game artist and try to develop a game together. So that way you get a feel for what type of game engine you want to develop, right? Like what type of features you want it to have, etc. So you do not need experience working at a game studio, but you need to take some time and understand the pain points when it comes to creating a game, with other professionals. So that's misconception number 3. So now let's talk about misconception number 4, and this one is an important one because I also, had to deal with this one for a while, and that is thinking that you are not good enough to develop a game engine. And let me tell you something that I learned along the way when I was developing my own game engine, and that is that your worst enemy, literally, your worst enemy is that little voice inside of you telling you that you can't, that you cannot develop a game engine, that you cannot be a great engineer, that you cannot be successful, that you don't deserve this. It's that little voice that is holding you back. That little voice is creating doubts and coming up with a bunch of excuses why you shouldn't do this, coming up with a bunch of excuses why your business idea is not going to work. You need to shut the you need to shut that voice up. And the best way to do that is by doing something, right? By actually executing on your idea. That voice will start to mute itself the moment that you start executing on your plans and your goals. Inactions will actually amplify that voice, and it will literally just come out with excuses day in and day out. So if you want to do something great, if you want to do something amazing, you need to realize that your worst enemy is that little voice inside of you, and you need to shut it up. You need to stop listening to it. You need to stop listening to it and just start doing what you want to do. You are good enough to do this, but it's up to you to do it, right? So misconception number 5 is this: is that game engine development takes a long time and that it is a waste of time. And let me say that yes, it will take a long time to develop, but it is not a waste of time if you take that knowledge that you are gaining and you share it with others. And what do I mean by this? When you start developing your own game engine, you are going to learn a lot, believe me. And you can either keep that knowledge to yourself and not share it, or you can take that knowledge and share it with people, right? Share it on your blog, share it on a YouTube channel, share it on Twitter, whatever, right? So that way people associate your name with indie game engine development, right? When they hear your name, they will say, "Oh, he's a game engine developer. He creates his own game engine," right? And when you start sharing with people what you know, again, you are going to create a brand for yourself, and companies may contact you asking you for your services, freelancing opportunities will come your way. I can guarantee you that even book companies, publishers will ask you to write a book because they see on your blog, on your YouTube videos that you know a particular topic on game engine development, right? So it is not a waste of time if you put that knowledge, you package it, and you share with others. But it will be a waste of time if you are developing a game engine and no one knows about it. That's a waste of time, right? So you need to realize that knowledge, without execution is a waste. But once you execute on your knowledge, then the sky is the limit, right? So keep that in mind. And if you do not want to have a blog or a YouTube channel, well, guess what? Then you can join my Discord server and and help new indie game engine developers out. They will get to know you and they will know that hey, he knows a lot about game engine development. And again, it's all about people getting to know what right? So keep that in mind. It's not a waste of time if you act upon your knowledge properly. All right, guys. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that I was able to talk about these misconceptions and convince you that they are just misconceptions and that they should not hold you back. If you like this video, please click the like button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will really help me. And also join my Discord server. Again, we will be very happy to have you. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.